How big is the fortune of Russian President Vladimir Putin? And how did Putin, a lifetime public official, accumulate it? Those are the mysteries Forbes has grappled with for 20 years. Figuring out Putin's net worth is probably the most elusive riddle in wealth hunting. But that question is more pertinent now than ever as President Joe Biden weighs leveling sanctions against the Russian president for his actions near Ukraine. Admittedly, we don't know the size of Putin's fortune, but over the years, leaning on sources and expertise, we've developed some theories. In 2002, we ran a cover story by Forbes Russia founding editor Paul Klebnikov, profiling a rising Russian oligarch named Mikhail Khodorkovsky. At the time, his company Yukos accounted for 17% of Russia's oil production and was believed to have significant influence in the Kremlin. He was worth $3.7 billion and was Russia's richest person. By October 2003, he was in jail, convicted of fraud and tax evasion, which he denied. There was little doubt that Putin was behind his arrest, the freezing of his fortune, and the eventual breakup of his company. Khodorkovsky's fate was a powerful lesson to other Russian oligarchs. But the question remains, how much of Khodorkovsky's fortune did Putin take for himself? Bill Browder, an American financier who's conducted a lot of business in Russia, has a theory. Putin forced the oligarchs to give him 50% of their wealth, or he threatened to take all of it and throw them in jail. If that's true, based on that math, Browder calculated in 2017 that Putin was worth $200 billion, which would have made him the richest person in the world at the time. Browder's calculation was simple. Add up the net worths of all the Russian oligarchs and divide by 2. Russian billionaire Peter Avin, who heads Russia's largest private sector bank, lent credence to that theory when he told Robert Mueller as part of his special counsel investigation into 2016 election interference that he was one of 50 Russian business people who regularly meet with Putin at the Kremlin. The Mueller report states, quote, Avin said that he took these meetings seriously and understood that any suggestions or critiques that Putin made during these meetings were implicit directives and that there would be consequences for Avin if he did not follow through. This theory is that Putin's fortune comes from helping his close circle of friends and family become rich by awarding them government contracts or ownership in businesses. In return, the theory goes, he gets kickbacks of cash or stakes in the companies. In some ways, it sounds like a mafia structure, whereby soldiers, in this case billionaires, are in perpetual debt to a boss, in this case Putin. They do the dirty work, he takes a cut. Among the Putin cronies who have grown extremely wealthy, his former judo sparring partner Arkady Rotenberg, with whom he reportedly still plays ice hockey, received more than $7 billion in various state contracts in the lead up to the Sochi Olympics, earmarked for everything from a power plant to the development of ski resorts. More recently, Rotenberg, whose brother Boris and son Igor are also billionaires, called himself the owner of a huge complex of buildings on the Black Sea coast, which Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny called Putin's palace. In short, given the lack of evidence otherwise, it's possible Putin has little money of his own and simply likes people to think he does because it suggests power. Putin's official financial disclosure, released annually by the Kremlin, lists his 2020 income at about $140,000. The only assets he claims, ownership of 3 cars, a trailer, an 800 square foot apartment, and a 200 square foot garage, plus the use of a 1,600 square foot apartment and 2 parking spaces. No mention of his sizable collection of high-end wristwatches or Putin's palace, which he denies he owns, let alone the massive portfolio of palaces, yachts, and aircrafts he uses as Russia's unquestioned leader. In the end, Putin may not need money, so long as he has the appearance of having it and the power that it would otherwise confer. As Putin bullies and threatens Ukraine, one can look at this model and hope that, in the end, it's just more bluster.